Breaking news from golf, where Tiger Woods is reportedly planning to play in the PGA Championship next month. Golf Digest reports that Tiger is in Tulsa, Oklahoma today, where he plans to play a practice round at Southern Hills Country Club. That is the site of this year's tournament, as well as Tiger's win in the PGA back in 2007. Woods apparently hasn't made a final decision on whether he'll play, but Golf Digest reports that this is all bearing any setbacks. It says that Tiger wants to see how his body responds to the increased workload. You got to remember, Tiger finished 47th at the Masters earlier this month. It was his first competitive tour event since that horrific car crash back in February of 2021, nearly costing him his leg. PGA Championship set to begin on May 19th. As we take a look at the most all-time major wins there, Jack Nicklaus has the most major wins, achieving 18 victories during his career. Second on the list, you see Tiger Woods there at number 15. Let's welcome in the host of Course Record, Michael Breed. All right, first reaction to hearing that, barring any setbacks, Tiger Woods is planning on playing in the PGA Championship next month. What do you think?
First reaction, yes, he's going. That's the first reaction. Aren't we all fired up? I mean, come on. Didn't you just put a little pepper on that chicken pot pie? It's going to taste so good. I can't wait. No, absolutely fired up that we're going to get another major championship with Tiger Woods. And if he does, barring setback, if he does play, it certainly would mean that he's going to be at the U.S. Open at the Country Club in June, which I can't wait to see. So we may see the unthinkable. I think it was unthinkable that he played at Augusta. Well, he'll play there, and then we're not going to see him again until the Open Championship. And now if he goes, we are likely to see him in all four major championships, which would be, as I said, unimaginable.
Really, when you think about how much he's come back from. But just a question. So Golf Digest reporting that Tiger is in Tulsa, Oklahoma today. He's playing a practice round at Southern Hills Country Club, obviously the site of this year's tournament. Do you think we're jumping to conclusions? Obviously, this is hearsay. So do you think you're actually going to see Tiger compete in this level?
Well, here's what I would tell you. If he wasn't intending on playing, he wouldn't be up there playing a practice round. So the fact that he's up there playing a practice round would indicate that he is entertaining the thought, right? He's looking just like he did at Augusta National. He went up to Augusta National, brought his son up there, said, hey, let's take a little lap around here and see what it feels like. I think he's going to walk the golf course. He's going to see how hard it is. You know, you think about back to the Masters, and what really happened for Tiger, in my opinion, was fatigue. What we saw in the first two rounds was a guy that had all the ability to be a part of the conversation. He makes the cut. And then he goes into the weekend and shoots a pair of 78s, but it was more of fatigue than it was really anything else. I don't think it was ability level. Well, certainly this is a guy who he looks at something and just continues to say, no, not yet. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing through. And he develops this energy level to be able to finish off what he was not able to do at Augusta National. Can he finish it off at Southern Hills? Can he get his body in a position where he doesn't go through that fatigue? And so I think this is another step and another step. Remember, I know you showed that statistic of him winning those 15 major championships and Jack Nicklaus had 18. Do you think he's going to get to Jack's? No, I don't. But what's even more important to him is that 83rd win. And I don't really think that he cares where it comes. I think he would love for it to happen at the Open Championship at St. Andrews. But at the same time, I don't think he cares where it's going to come from. But in order for him to be able to get to 83, he has to play events. He has to get his body ready to go. And I think this is just another step in that effort to be able to walk away with that 83rd win.
Yeah, I want to dive a little bit deeper into that. So he finished 47th at the Masters earlier this month. How do you think that experience will help set him up for his future play? I know the fatigue aspect is a huge part of it, but what else can that help with?
Well, I think it helps with his preparation. I think it helps with his recovery. I think it helps he and his team figure out what they need to do in order for him to do the turnaround, the quick turnaround that he has. So if you look at the tee times on Thursday and Friday, he had a morning and an afternoon. That gives him a lot more time to recover. But after that afternoon tee time on Friday, now he turns around and he's teeing it up on Saturday. And then from Saturday to Sunday, it's another quick turnaround. And all of a sudden they're learning, okay, what do we have to do in order for you to be able to not just play that round of golf on Saturday or on Sunday, but also to play well. And that includes allowing your body to have that recovery. And so when you start talking about the physical therapy that needs to be taking place for him to be able to perform, they have to learn as well. So I think Tiger's not the only one that's learning from this. I think his whole team is going to learn from this. And I think that this is part of the steps that he has to take in order for him to win and be a part of that conversation, not at the U.S. Open, but at the Open Championship.
Yeah, he was talking about those ice baths, just all the PT that it took just to get his body ready to be out there. Now, you know all of these courses like the back of your hand. So Southern Hills, what do you think his biggest concern would be at that course?
Well, one, he's won there, right? I mean, granted, it was 15 years ago, but he's won there. So what's the concern? Well, Perry Maxwell is the architect of this golf course. Gil Hans has come in and done a little work to the golf course recently, but you first start with Perry Maxwell greens, which are very similar to Augusta National greens. They've got a lot of slope, a lot of movement in them. And what that does allow is for a guy like Tiger, who has the imagination, the creativity, and certainly the success at Augusta and also here at Southern Hills, to be able to putt those greens properly. So that's going to be concern number one. I think the other thing for Tiger is getting that driver in play. Look, we know he's a great iron player, and he has been and will be a great iron player. But for Tiger has to find a tee shot that is reliable for him. And when you start to get some fatigue, you start to lose your shot shape. And I think what will happen with Tiger is as he gets that stamina, now he's going to be able to trust and rely on that little left to right shot. And when he plays that left to right shot at Southern Hills, I think that's going to be an advantage for him. The other advantage that he's got too, and a concern, is when you miss the fairway, how wide do you miss it? At Southern Hills, the rough, I don't expect the rough to be very thick. It certainly isn't going to be what a U.S. Open is going to be. And so what I would say is that you got to get that ball in play, stay out of those fairway bunkers are pretty deep. So you got to stay out of those, and then get your approach shot into the green under the hole to allow you the greatest opportunity to slow green speeds down and make putt.
Michael, thanks as always for your time. We will be on Tiger Watch once again. The PGA Championship set to begin May 19th. We appreciate all of your insight here. And if you want more from the world of golf, you got to turn into the First Cut podcast, an insider's look at the PGA Tour. First Cut takes you inside the ropes of the golf world on the PGA Tour and beyond. And you best believe they are going to be talking about Tiger Woods coming up.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.